Hello and welcome to this 30-minute session for yoga. There'll be lots of options given to you, and our peak pose will be a half moon or sugar cane pose as well. So we're going to come to a comfortable seated position. We're going to start by opening up the hips and the side of the body. So bring one foot on top of the other if that's accessible for you. If not, you can just bring one foot in front of the other. We will be switching them between flows. So before we begin, let's just close down the eyes, come to our practice. And if closing down the eyes doesn't feel okay, then you can always just lower the gaze to the floor. And just settling into our practice by taking a few deep breaths in through the nose, exhaling through the nose. And as you're breathing, just feeling the sit bones connect into the floor, rooting you down, grounding you into the earth. Just relaxing through the shoulders, letting the hands relax on the thighs. If you prefer, you can always take your hands into any kind of a mudra or cup your hands in your lap. And again, just breathing in through the nose. As you breathe in, imagine you're inhaling energy in and up from the sit bones into the belly, into the chest, into the shoulders, and then exhaling all the way down, chest, belly, squeezing that belly button in. So let's go once more, sitting up tall, inhaling from the root, from the sit bones, up into the belly, letting it expand, inhaling into the chest, inhaling into the shoulders, and then exhaling in reverse, shoulders, chest, belly. So let's go 2 more times at your own pace. Inhaling, exhaling. One more time. Inhaling, exhaling. So just fluttering those eyes open. You've got the option to switch over the legs if you want at this moment, or you can stay as you were and switch over in the next round. As we're going to inhale, reach the hands all the way up. As we exhale, reaching over to the left. Inhale, extending the arms. Exhaling, reaching over to the right. Nice stretch to the left side of the body. Inhale, lifting up. As we exhale, we're going to twist to the left. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, twisting to the right. Inhale, lifting up. Exhaling, forward fold. Just let the head drop here. And then as we inhale, lifting the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's switch over the legs. Starting again, breathing in, reaching those hands, extending up. Exhaling, extending over to the left. Inhaling. Exhaling over to the right. Inhaling, lifting up. As we exhale, let's twist to the left with the right hand on the left knee. This is a nice, slow, gentle twist. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhaling, twisting to the right. Breathing in, lifting up. One more time, forward fold. As we inhale, just slide the hands in. And we're going to come over onto hands and knees. So just getting ready for a little cat-cow flow. bringing the knees hip distance apart. So approximately 2 fists between the knees for that. Wrists can be slightly ahead of the shoulders for this flow. As we inhale, let's dip the belly down, tailbone up, chin to the ceiling. As we exhale, rounding through the back, squeeze that belly button in, and then we're going to sit back on the heels into child's pose. Inhaling, lifting up into cat. Opening up through the throat. Exhaling, rounding through the back, sitting back on the heels. And again, coming all the way up. Just lifting that chin and the tailbone up, opening up through the throat, stretching the muscles in the throat. Exhaling, rounding. Just opening up the hips a little bit more in our child's pose. And again, lifting up one more time. Exhaling, rounding through the back. And again, sitting back on the heels in our child's pose. So just coming back into our tabletop, slide the hands slightly in towards you so they come underneath the shoulders. And just pressing through the hands, tucking the toes. We're just going to hover the knees, working through the core. So hovering the knees, then releasing down, releasing the feet. You can sit back a bit if you want. And then coming back up again. Tucking the toes, lifting the knees, and just hovering. Squeeze that core, release it down, sit back. So you can stay there at that point if you want, if that feels good. Or we could add on here by tucking toes, hovering the knees, and this time just pressing the chest into the thighs. And then coming back down. And then pressing back. So let's do that one more time. Tucking the toes, hovering the knees, pressing the chest into the thighs into a really low down dog. Coming back down. Releasing, pressing back. Wonderful. So just slowly beginning to make our way into a down dog from here. So we're tucking the toes, pushing up through the arms, lifting the knees, press the chest into the thighs, then begin to straighten. And keep the chest close to the thighs, maybe adjusting the feet, maybe adjusting the hands, a little bit wider. And we can just press one heel down at a time into the floor. Lovely. If this isn't accessible for you, you can always keep the knees bent. And if you don't want to pedal the feet out, that's perfectly all right. So let's walk the feet into the hands. We're just going to come into a half forward fold. So we're going to bend the knees again, let the chest rest on the thighs, just for the time being, tucking that chin into the chest. Just stretching to the back to begin with. And then from here in our forward fold, we'll slowly begin to straighten the knees, keeping the chest as much as possible on the thighs. So folding ourselves in half, essentially. If it feels really tight through the legs, and again, it doesn't feel accessible, you can bend the knees, keeping the chest on the thighs. Just 2 more breaths here. And then slowly beginning to uncurl and roll yourself all the way back up to standing. And just getting ready for our practice. So just making your way to the top of the mat. We're going to come into some sun salutations. We're going to inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees if you need to bring the hands down. Inhaling, hands on shins, nice flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, plant the hands, step the right leg and right knee down, lunging into that left leg. Reach the arms up, arching the back, just to counter pose those forward folds. Exhale it down. Step left leg back. We're going to go knees, chest, chin just for this first round. So just shifting the weight over the wrists, beyond the wrists, elbows turn back, lowering the chest, lowering the chin to the mat. Inhaling into baby cobra. Again, making sure the elbows just are pointing backwards. Exhaling forward, coming down to the mat, sorry. And then let's tuck the toes, pressing through the arms, lifting those hips up. Maybe step the toes in if you need to. And again, let's pedal the feet out one at a time, like we're walking a really slow dog, stopping to sniff all the roses. It's nice and slow, stretching into each calf, into the backs of the legs, into the backs of the knees. From here, let's step that right leg forward. Help it along with your hands if you need to. Left knee comes down. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Another little mini crescent lunge here. Exhale the hands down. Tuck those back toes. Step that foot back in. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, coming all the way up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Inhaling, let's reach up again. Exhaling, forward fold. Bend the knees if you need to. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Let's step the left leg back. This time, bring the left knee down. We're going to add a half split. So keeping the hands where they are, we're just going to lean back. Right toes come up, staying on the heel. Inhale, lunging forward. Keep the chest on the thighs if you want. Pressing in, opening up the thighs and the hips. Exhale, half split again. Stretching out the backs of the legs this time. One more time, lunging forward. Lovely. This time, let's step that right foot back. And let's option to tuck ourselves up into a plank, shifting forward. And again, just so that our chest comes beyond the wrists. Secrets in the toes here. Turning the elbows backwards, lowering ourselves down. Inhaling into cobra. Exhale down, and then tuck up into downwards facing dog. And again, just pedal those feet out. Let's step that left leg forward this time. And again, right knee comes down. Lunging forward to begin with, and then we'll half split back. Left toes come up. Inhale, lunge it forward. Exhale, half split back. One more time, lunge it forward, tuck the right toes, lift that right knee, step it in. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Breathing in, reaching all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do that one more round. Breathing in. Exhale. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the right leg back, step the left leg back. Coming into our plank. Lowering down into chaturanga. Inhaling, cobra. Tuck the toes, lift those hips, downwards facing dog. Look to the top, step the right leg forward, left leg forward. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale. Inhale, sweep those arms all the way up. Exhale. Lovely. So let's switch it up again, a new flow here. So we're going to start by stepping the right leg back into a high lunge, so reaching up. We're going to exhale, hands come down on either side of that left foot. Inhale, sweep that left hand up, twisting here. Exhale, reach that hand down. And then as we inhale, coming back up into our high lunge. Hands come to heart center. Let's pivot to the right into a high side lunge. And we're going to come into archer's pose. So I always tell people, best Usain Bolt you can give me. So imagine, or you're pulling a bow. Let's sweep it over to the other side. Pivot to the back of your mat, coming back into a high lunge. Exhale the hands down. Sweep the right hand up, twisting here. Bring the hand down. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up again. Pivot to the left. Back into our archer's pose. Sweep it over. Good. Pivot round, back into high lunge. And then just step it in. Good. So we're going to add a balance into it now. So just coming to the tops of your mats. I'm going to come from this angle here. So coming again to the tops of our mats, grounding through the feet. So I'm going to face the camera just to show. So grounding through the feet, the feet hip distance apart. Squeeze the belly button in, squeeze the glutes, round the shoulders, palms facing down. Strong mountain pose here. Pressing the toes into the mat, pressing the edges of the feet, all four edges, into the mat. Close down the eyes just for the time being. And just find your balance, your center. Again, rooting into the floor, into the ground. Connecting. So from here, you might want to have a block in front of you. Just adjust it. So from our mountain pose, just opening up the eyes, and we're going to shift the weight slightly into the right leg, just so the weight is pushing into the ground on the right side. Inhale, reach the arms up, and then lift the left knee up. Just staying here, holding it. Squeezing that belly button in, finding your drishti, your focal point. So staring at something that's not moving. From here, we're going to hinge at the waist, kick the left leg back slowly. Coming into our warrior three. So from here, just making sure that that left hip turns down so that we can feel the balance throughout the entire right leg rather than just the outside. And then we're going to move into half moon pose. So let's bring left hand onto the waist. Right hand can come to your block if you've got short arms like I do. And just to add to your balance, we're going to start opening up over to the left. Looking to the left, take your time, lifting that left leg up, flexing the left foot, lifting the left arm up. So you can stay here if you want. Or the option is to come into your sugar cane pose. So that's just bending the left foot back, reaching with the left hand. If you fall out of it, just come back in. And then again, just dipping down. Just hold it here for 2 more breaths. And then step back into warrior two. Bending into the knee. Lovely. So from here, let's just reach the arms up. Exhale the hands behind the back. Roll the shoulders, lift the chest. Forward fold into our humble warrior. Inhale, lift it up. Release the arms, step it in. And we're going to repeat that on the other side. So I'm just going to turn around so you can see what I'm doing. So again, coming towards the top of your mat, have a block there at the top, grounding through the feet. This time we're going to be lifting the right leg up. Just take your time, find your balance here, pressing into the feet, into the ground. Squeeze that belly button in, squeeze the glutes in. So your strength, your balance comes from the core. If you want, keep the eyes open. Lift the arms up. This time, shift the weight into the left leg. And then lift the right knee. Holding here. Let's extend back into warrior 3. So maybe making sure you're not too close to a wall. If you are, you can always bring the hands behind you into like an airplane. And then we're going to bring right hand onto the hip. If you need to, left hand onto the block. And just find your balance first before you come into the movement. So then again, slowly turning towards the right. Ooh, find your focus, find your focus. Opening up, lifting, half moon pose. Option to come into that sugar cane if you want on this side. It's feeling really wobbly today. Good. One more breath here. And then let's extend the leg out, step it back into warrior 2 to begin with. Sinking down. Then let's lift the arms into warrior 1. So just turning that chest towards the left leg, opening up through that right hip. And then bringing the arms behind us. Roll the shoulders back as you breathe in. Exhale, forward fold into our humble warrior. So release the hands down, and all I want you to do is walk them to the right side, turn towards the right, heel toe the feet in, and we're going to come down to a squat. So just the wider the feet, the easier it is to access. If it's still not accessible, use a block to sit your bottom on, just so you can press the knees apart. If that's really inaccessible for you, you can always come to don't touch the seat pose, where we lift the bottom up off the ground. So just finding what works for you at this moment. Stay here for a breath or two. And then let's release ourselves all the way down. So just coming into our cobbler's pose one more time through the groin, through the outside of the hips. If you find that you're leaning back or your body or your knees are up high, come sit on a block. So sitting on the block just helps tilt your pelvis forward, helps you access the pose easier. And so from here, wherever you're at, either sitting on your block on the edge of the block or sitting on the floor, just grabbing hold of the feet. And then we're going to use the biceps, nice tall through the spine. You're going to pull yourself forward, chins up, whites of the eyes, pulling the chest over the toes. Not necessarily, no hunching, no rounding to the back. Just nice long spine here. And if you want, you can always press those knees down if that feels good. You can always close the eyes down. We're going to stay here for a few breaths, breathing in and breathing out. So coming back to those nice long inhales and exhales. And then just slowly coming back up. So from here, we're going to bring extend our right leg out. Left foot comes into the right thigh. Now, if you have a strap nearby, which I happen to, and you find it really difficult to reach over the leg, you can use your strap here. So we can always bring the strap around the bottom of the foot with that right leg extended. And again, nice tall spine. Just get the chest over that right leg. So you might want to adjust it, add the leg in front of the hip, in front of the torso. And then again, just pulling yourself over that leg. So you should feel a bit of a stretch behind the leg. So through the hamstring, starting at the top of the glutes, where the bottom meets the top of the hamstring, behind the knee. If that works for you, you could go deeper into the stretch by just grabbing the bottom of the foot. You can drop the head if you want, nose to knee. Just enjoying the stretch through the back of the leg here. Let's inhale, lifting the torso up. Before we go to the other side, let's just lift the left knee up. We're going to come into Marichyasana, just an easy seated twist pose. So a couple options here again. We're going to sit up tall once more. And you can either just use the right hand to hold on to the left knee, bringing the left hand behind you. So sitting up tall through the spine, breathing in, exhaling to twist. The other option here is if you want to go deeper into the twist, is taking that right elbow, bring it across the left knee, just so that the knee comes back into the midline. Breathing in tall again, exhaling to twist to the left. And again, breathing in tall, exhaling, twist. Try not to hunch through the shoulders. And let's come back to center. Let's extend the left leg out. Bring the right foot in. So once again, either using the strap or just lifting the arms up, chest over the thighs. So try not to bend in a 45-degree angle. Turn the chest over that left leg, reaching forward. The idea is this is nose to knee pose or chandrasana, and you can always bring the nose to the knee. And again, just stretching through the entire length of the back of the leg. Again, you have the option of using a strap. Inhaling, let's lift up. And let's bring that right knee up. Good. Same options as before. Either using the left hand to hold on to the right knee. Right hand will be behind you. Or the other option is bringing left elbow across the right knee. Just to press the knee back into the midline. Nice and tall. Flexing the left foot. Breathing in tall. Exhaling to twist to the right. Breathe in tall again. Exhale, twisting a tad more. And only if it feels good. Just practicing ahimsa for ourselves. This is a nice, lovely digestive twist or twist for the digestive system. Lovely. And then just releasing back to center. Just before we close off our practice in Shavasana, just coming onto our backs one final time. I'm just going to lay back, pulling the knees into the chest. Exhale, extend. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, release. One more time. Then while you're here, just rock out the lower back. Releasing the feet to the floor. And then just bringing the feet towards the corners of the mat. Arms coming down by your side. Taking a nice deep breath in. Letting a nice exhale out, side out. Inhaling. Exhale, sighing it out. And just staying here in our Shavasana for a few rounds of breathing. And then just let's wiggle the fingers and toes. Maybe circle the wrists, circle the ankles. If it feels nice, just squeezing the knees in. And let's roll over onto our side. And just stay there for a moment, letting your body absorb your practice. Checking in with yourself to see if you've opened up any space, released any emotion, or discovered any new parts or muscles. And then slowly beginning to push yourself back to seated. And any seated position will do, whatever is comfortable for you. And just rubbing the palms together until they become nice and hot. And from there, just cup the hands in front of the face without touching it. Let the energy seep back into the body from the hands. Just feeling that prana, or that energy, flowing between the hands and the body. If your eyes are still closed, just blinking them open, letting in the light. Releasing our hands down to the ground. Inhaling loving kindness for ourselves. Exhaling compassion for others. And just bringing our thumbs to our third eye. To our mouths to speak the truth. And to our hearts, feel compassion. Thank you.